which I think is kind of neat. And okay, I think we'll meet on our media strategy. Lucy and Peter arrive at my office to talk about the recent developments and a media strategy. They both took their seats across from me. Lucian put on his reading glasses and quickly went over some documents. Peter turned to Lucian and nodded. Greetings, gentlemen. I have just received further information from the interior about a sudden fire that broke out at Hauser State University archives nearby. Tell me more. The initial reports from the Hauser police chief indicate a potential arson case. In accordance with the protocol, the Source Intelligence Directive has been called. The SID really necessary for this? Why would anybody hit the archives of the university in the first place? I see no logical motive there. Seems like the chief suspects foreign sabotage. They inform us that a large section of the archive has been destroyed. It includes tens of thousands of globally recognized research documents in original by the great thinkers of our people. Okay, what do we want to do? We need to support education system to make sure new discoveries, in the future. Preserving our knowledge is as important as expanding on it. It's interesting that the employee records have been destroyed as well. Luckily, most originals have copies in other universities and some other international libraries. The first edition of my favorite book, The Geopolitics of Sordland by Herman Eckwa, was destroyed too. Your favorite book is The Geopolitics of Sordland? Maybe it was just a freak accident. We do have the copies of the most important works, so no single fire can eradicate our knowledge. I see no point in destroying the employee records either. More importantly, Lucian mentioned that Marcel Caronti contacted him. The Carontis have been known as one of the richest and most influential families in Sordland. Marcel Caronti is no exception. He is a businessman, philanthropist, and entrepreneur, and is the son of the media proprietor Conrad Caronti. Operates the HOS Advertising, a large advertising company in Sordland. Do you live in the United States? I do not. No, I am not American. I live in the Great White North. Soon, possibly to be the 51st state. Who knows? He was the oldest son of Conrad Caronti, the industrialist and media mogul who founded the HOS, the richest man in the entirety of Sordland. And Lucian turned to me. He has offered to meet you, Mr. President. What does he want? After the passing of his father, may he rest in peace, Marcel aims to become the new CEO of the HOS conglomerate. He mentioned a productive collaboration. They are a powerful and influential media conglomerate. To start with, they own the Sordland Today newspaper and Storage Broadcasting Company, the S, which means it would be wise to have them on our side. Sorry for interrupting. Let's consider our options first. There's no need to be hasty. I agree. We need to be careful. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, we need to determine our general approach to the media. I'm no media expert, but Lucian has made some very interesting arguments at the preparation meeting yesterday. There are two ways that we can approach the media. One of them is by influencing it, which is clear advantages. The other is keeping it independent. The media must be independent. Ideally, yes, but an unpopular leader will not be able to pass even the easiest reforms. It is the utmost importance to maintain public popularity and avoid damaging scandals and mistakes. I must stress one thing, Mr. President. The more people we have to support our agenda, the more we can accomplish. With someone on our side in the influential media organization, we can do this very easily. Two wrongs don't make a right. Maybe, maybe not. It's hard to forget what happened to President Alfonso last year. Things got even worse after his cabinet resigned and the media started to slander him. But that was also a result of his own incompetence. There are two knocks at the door. Please come in. Livia Suno, my new secretary, has entered my office. Her dark curls bounced as she crossed the room into my desk, and she spoke with a slight lit in her voice. Excuse me, Mr. President. Mr. Gaile's secretary has been calling me and wanted to relay a message. Marcel Crenti, the new CEO of the OHS conglomerate, is on the line for Mr. Galade. Well, the ball is in our court now. Would you like to talk to him, sir, or would you like me to? Do I want to talk to him directly, or do I want to... he's on the line for him. You know what? You go ahead. Connect the line to my office. Right away, sir. Connecting the call to line 1. Livia left the room and the phone started ringing. Lucian picked it up. A few minutes passed as the two talked over the phone. Good news indeed. Congratulations, Mr. Crenti. Thank you for contacting me about this. We will talk later. Lucian puts the phone down. What was so important that it couldn't wait? He was just elected CEO by the board of directors. He offered a partnership deal regarding his media branch. He's inviting us to his resort near Contract for a meeting. The board has decided rather quickly. It seems that he gave him the confidence to approach us again. Okay. The choice, he's going to offer a real deal, and now has the power of the conglomerate too. The choice is up to you, Mr. President. I can set up a meeting soon. How long are we going to stream today? Honestly, I don't know. We're only like, where are we? We're like an hour and a half in. I don't know. We'll kind of just stream until I don't feel like streaming anymore. Like, I don't have anything else really to do. So, like, I don't start my job until the 20th. So I have like all of this week. I have nothing to do but to stream. So we'll just kind of play until I feel like it. He's going to offer you a real deal. You know what? I'd like to hear your opinion, Peter. I have to say that I'm torn. He has become the CEO, then he has enormous influence now. On the other hand, do we really want to privately meet with somebody we don't fully know? This meeting would help us figure him out. We could still say no to whatever he offers. Arrange a meeting with Mr. Correnti. I'll set things up right away. Expect a worthwhile meeting next month. Settled then. Looking forward to next month. I wonder if he's got a pool. Lucien looked at his watch. It appears that we're done for today. We'll continue where we left off later. Thank you for your time. Okay. Yeah, good work with Marcel. Keep it up. Lucien and Peter nodded before gathering their documents and leaving my office. You're already getting the attention of key figures, potentially some dangerous ones. I am the president. Of course, the key figures have an interest in me. I am the president of Sordland, the most important country in Sordland. Okay. So, we have some more news to read. What do we got? Conrad Correnti has passed away. The first and most important modern entrepreneur Sordland has ever seen has sadly passed away today. People look up to Conrad Correnti for his figure of success, respect, and wealth. After his immediate passing, his son, Marcel Correnti, took over his title as the new CEO of the heart of Sordland conglomerate. And suspicious fire ravaged the HSU. The director of the HSU Center Network reported that fire broke out his archives, put off fires. Okay. I want to make sure that this has been read. And Gotham hires freeze in economic strains. As Sordland grapples with economic challenges, Gotham, one of the nation's largest corporations, has announced a freeze on new hires. The corporation, integral to Sordland's energy sector and a significant contributor to the economy, has yet to announce when it intends to lift the hiring freeze. While this development is a blow to the Sordland's workforce, it is a reminder of the delicate situation of the nation's economy. Okay. Radical. Glamorous inaugural ball. The Hall's elite gathers for a lavish state ball. Many citizens of the country are uncertain about their own futures, but this... I didn't unmute my microphone. Okay. Great. No, I just had like I just been talking a little bit, and I think I like coughed something up. Under leadership of Gamsland's second female leader. By the way, I appreciate that someone in chat was here, because I don't know how long I would have gone muted, but like an idiot. The ideological dispute between Glamland and Vagsland has intensified. Had Vodetter's government has actively been promoting the development and implementation of the Gamlish Manifesto, a unique interpretation of Carlos Marcia's communist theory. The country has been pushing its agenda to other CSP countries, garnering support and building alliances in an effort to strengthen their position in the region. However, internal factions backed by the Vagsland Socialism and United Canton and Malenevism poses a significant challenge to Havador's government. These factions are working to undermine the Gamblers Manifesto and weakening Gambland's influence among allies. As tensions escalate, both nations find themselves locked in a fierce ideological battle, with potential significant consequences for regional stability and cooperation. This might be like some sort of Sino-Soviet split, I'm not too sure. And Sordland's regional trade. As the Rayne administration starts its first term, there's a question on all of our heads. What will be the regional international trade policy? Due to the strategic geopolitical location of Sordland, historically Agnolia and Wayland have been natural trading partners. Depending on the direction of the Rayne administration, we think both it is likely that a new trade deal will be brokered with at least one of these partners in the near future. All in all, regardless of these trade partners, the administration decides to go with, one thing is for sure. Regional trade will boost the ailing economy. The real question is, what does Vagsland or Lesbia think about Sordland? Okay. Let's take a look. So Vagsland is you up in the north. They have strong military, we have neutral relations. They are 6th in the world economically. And they're a socialist republic. I mean, they're neutral. So, I mean, that seems okay. And the other one, well, there's Gamtland and Lesbia. Lesbia is the 5th largest economy in the world. They are a parliamentary republic. I mean, by the way, can I just say I like the flags in this game as well? Every flag, I think, is very, very nice. I like all of them. I like any flag that just has, like, a seal on it. I'm a fan of. What are we, by the way? Overview. I want to see overview of the country. We're 16th? We're broke bitches. We suck. We're horrible. Okay. We also have 2 exclamation points. We got 2 big things here. Okay, you like my democracy. Thank you, Kerute. I appreciate it. Okay, so what are our major reports here? Declining energy output of the dam. Veligan Dam, a critical energy resource for Sordland, has been experiencing a reduction of its energy output due to its age. The dam's aging infrastructure is proving less efficient, affecting its ability to maintain previous levels of energy generation. Unfortunate, for sure. Ribéry. Ribéry, with its rich historical sites, unique culture, and natural beauty, has untapped tourism potential. However, the city lacks the necessary infrastructure and promotional activities to become a fully fledged tourism destination. Local officials are actively seeking further support to develop Ribéry's tourism sector. Any strategy for Ribéry's development will require a focus on infrastructure and promotion of its attractions. So let's see. So we have either campaign finance bill or invest in mega infrastructure. Hell yeah. Hello, John Cena. I welcome you here. Okay. The Ministry of Economy has put forward 2 bold plans for mega infrastructure projects that would help the economy recession in the long term. Investing in projects of this scale will take time of our budget, but could prove worthwhile and accomplish successfully. Yes. We will spend one of our dollars. I think that is worthwhile. Okay. SID joins the fire investigation. That is okay. We knew that already. Party committee report. The Reform Committee reports that any potential change to the Constitution in the direction of reformists will likely result in strong opposition from the National Front Party. The members of the Assembly in support of such a direction seem to be in great numbers, and possibly make up a majority of the Grand National Assembly, while most of the members of the USP have seemed reluctant about supporting such a change. Okay. Campaign Finance Bill. Election Campaign Finance Bill. Section 1 of this bill stipulates a significant change to the methodology of public funds allocated to political parties. The new measure replaces the previous system, based on number of votes won in the general election, with a system relying on the proportion of seats secured by a political party in the Assembly. Section 2 sets the annual financial allotment for political parties at 500,000 ren per each member of Assembly. This shift ensures that financial support from public funds aligns more closely with the party's representative influence within the legislative body. Section 3, a consequential effect of this amendment, will effectively lead to substantial increase of election budget for the USP and a minor augmentation for other parties present in the Assembly. This restructuring of funding fosters more proportional representative party present in the Assembly. Section 4 highlights the importance and consequence of this reallocation. Parties that do not meet the 10% election threshold will see their public funding effectively curtailed. This measure ensures that public resources are concentrated towards parties with significant representation in the Assembly. So essentially, if you're already in the Assembly, you will get more money than you otherwise would have. Overview. No, it's in. Yeah, legislator. So I'm guessing it was based on number of votes. We got 37% of the election votes, so I'm assuming we got 37% of the funds there. But now we have 52% of the seats, I think it said. So we would get more than half of the money. So it would greatly increase the amount of money that we get. However, if you were one of the smaller parties that did not get into the into parliament, such as the Communist Party, then you get nothing. You know, you would have gotten I think they got 9% of the votes, so they would have gotten 9% of the money back. Here, they would get nothing. And I don't even know what the other party was that didn't get in. There's two. But this was passed by the Assembly. I can either let it through or veto it. Presidente die Sordland. Do I want to veto it? I mean, it's less democratic, right? Because it's based on seats instead of votes. You know what? We're gonna show our dedication to Swordish democracy. We're gonna veto this first bill, which is probably gonna make some people mad at us, but that's okay. President vetoed bill. The campaign finance bill has been vetoed by President Rayne after its approval from the Grand National Assembly by a majority vote on Friday, following a 3-hour debate. Franz Ricker, who also objected to the funding package, said it contained too much unfairness in the allocation of the budget. It also sought to delay proceedings by demanding a formal recorded vote, but was overruled. The bill passed the Assembly but failed to become law by President Rayne's decision. Unfair campaign finance bill crushed. The new bill that further expands the unfairness of the electoral system has been approved by the Grand National Assembly, but was later vetoed by President Rayne. Rayne deserves credit for crushing the undemocratic proposal, even though it came from his own party and would have benefited himself. The bill sought to change the rules of eligibility of the public funds that are reserved for every political party in Sordland. It eliminates every party from eligibility to the funds, apart from the 3 that are currently in the Assembly. The insane proposal would also have resulted in the governing USP party share to double. Luckily, President Rayne has showed us that he can go against his own party when it needs to be done. See, look, I'm fantastic. I'm so good at being president. The view towards the Markarian Sea from Latvian was nothing short of exquisite. The seaside state residence fitting name, the Blue Mansion, was large, fine, and accommodating. But enjoying the luxurious mansion wasn't the main reason for the visit. We gathered the economic team here to discuss the new infrastructure investment project. Half an hour had already passed since the start of the meeting. Unfortunately, I did not even have a chance to have my usual afternoon coffee. Looking at the view from the windows, I let my mind drift for a couple of seconds. Simon's voice brought me back onto the ongoing discussion. Mr. President, we need to focus on boosting the economy as quickly as possible. One of the fastest ways to achieve this is through infrastructure projects. I'll nod. On one hand, businessmen are complaining about the slow logistical rail network between Hallesord and Lekven. Lila started talking as soon as Simon took a breath. On the other hand, citizens are criticizing the lack of proper highway connection between Lekven and Avery. The narrow roads by the seaside are not only dangerous, but are also difficult to traverse. We need to pick the most profitable operation for economic growth. Citizens are demand. I mean, I love trains. Come on, we gotta go for let's heed the call for businesses right now. We need to get the trade going. Agreed. Improving the rail connection from Hallesord to Latvian would be much more beneficial to our economy. It is not business people who are suffering now, but ordinary folk. What really matters is if your first economic act accomplishes something tangible. We must prove our capabilities. The people must know that this administration can get things done. To that point, I defined 2 important projects for your attention. The H3 Highway Project and the L1 High-Speed Railway Project. Mr. Hull repositioned himself in his chair. The ministry can only support one project at a time. With our current capability and budget, let's move on to the details of each. Sir, what would you like to hear about first? I guess we'll go for the highway. The H3 Highway Project aims to improve the abysmal state of the road network in the Aglan region bordering Agnolia. The area is home to several million Agno-Sordish and Sordish citizens who currently feel neglected. There's no proper highway connection to and from Angland. The mayor of Avery, Eric Nell, has been asking for a bigger budget to develop regional infrastructure. He told us that even trucks are having a hard time traveling through the main roads. The increased traffic is causing trouble for people commuting in and out of the region. This must be cumbersome for the citizens. It is. Bless their souls. I'm happy we're thinking alike on this matter. Let's make a more detailed look at the upgrade proposal. The H3 highway route starts here in Lakeven. And from there, it'll go to Lenkeberg. And from there, it'll go to Avery. As a result, the road network towards the Angolan capital, Staleport, will improve substantially. She paused and leaned forward in her chair. As mayor, I saw the central government continuously neglect our country's agno-storage-dominated regions. Is this administration going to continue this kind of negligence? They need to be respected as swords like us all. Yes, there should be no preference or separation among sworded citizens. Meanwhile, we should think about what is best for the country overall. It has also been pointed out that the highway would be less beneficial in the short term. I have to disagree. It'll increase the speed of transportation throughout the region. Our citizens will be quite pleased if we successfully accomplish this. Besides, we enter trade talks with Agnolia. They will see this improvement or this investment as a positive sign. Hello, Valerius. How are you? Okay, very interesting, but I still want to hear about the railway project. Your predecessor, Alfonso, failed to deliver on this campaign promise, but now we have the opportunity to start the construction of the groundbreaking railway project. As you know, our current trains cannot meet the standards of today. As many other countries adopted new electric engine technology to power up their trains, we're falling behind. News of the new electric train in the United Katana have piqued our business interest. They too want to transfer resources and material from Sordland to Lekven with the great speed and efficiency. Major cities in Sordland need more infrastructure to support their growing populations. This should be our priority: growth and development optimization. Our plan is to upgrade the old L1 train from Haldesor to Lekven. It will transform into a high-speed railway. Okay. Our planned construction starts right here in the capital. From there, it'll go to Enrica first, which is here. Then it'll connect to Gelesord, at which point it'll reach Lekven, our economic powerhouse. He leans forward. L1 will significantly boost the economies of the newly linked cities and even the rural areas in between. Lekven is a primary port, so the goods unloaded there will be transported to Haldesord much, much faster. Okay, well, you know, let's link these rural areas in the middle of the major cities with Sordland. We were talking about the wealthiest region and forgetting about Angland, which needs the investment far more. The mayor of Enrica, Curtin Lest, has also requested this project be prioritized. Businessmen in the region will be very content, which turn will increase investment and employment. Therefore, I recommend the L1 high-speed rail project. Well, very interesting. It's an interesting choice that we have. So we settle on our decision. Highway would bring A to B, but the region where the railroad is already in B, and building will take it from B to C. I'm kind of interested in the railroad, or not in the railroad, in the highway here, because again, if we want to, theoretically, Agnolia, like what is your economy looking? You're 18th, you're friendly, you're weak. We can bully you for sure, and you're like Dutch, so it's even more fun to bully you. So, you know, let's go with the, Also, I do like how you can actually, like, pull back out of this. How do I go into the scene? Oh, return to conversation. You know what? Let's get the highway project to connect our poorer regions. Thank God I knew you would see reason. Negotiation will begin in the middle of this year. You'll be able to award the contract to the corporation of your choice. The ministry estimates that the construction will be completed in 2 years if every step going forward is executed successfully. Is there anything else? That'll be all, Mr. President. And I'll see you soon, Mr. Rayne. Have a nice day, Mr. President. By the way, Lilith does not call us Mr. President. She's calling us Rayne. Very, very suspicious. Okay. H3 highway is currently under construction. We have no new news. So I guess we'll go straight into... we can do some investment. Invest in Arcasian company stocks. An opportunity to buy... Okay, we can buy some stocks. What do we want to buy? A personal investment opportunity has relayed by Mr. Manager. Who's Mr. Manager again? He's Minister of Agriculture. Okay. He's selling valuable shares in the Armadide Industries, an up-and-coming electronics manufacturing company. We only have $2, so you know what? I will invest a single... We'll buy 1,000 shares. I think that seems okay. and reception at the inaugural ball. Okay, let me next take a sip first before we start this. I just finishing buttoning up my suit jacket when the doorbell rang. The presidential guard had arrived to pick us up for the inaugural ball. The ball was a 3-decade-old tradition, breathlessly anticipated by politicians, bureaucrats, and the press. All eyes were about to be on me. I called on Monica to get the children ready. Looking in the mirror, I straightened my tie and I took a deep breath. After tonight, there would be no turning back. Do I even know what my wife looks like? Currently First Lady of Sordland. She's born in Latvian parents with Anglo-Sordish background. See, look, I'm even helping out my wife. See, she's Anglo-Sordish. We're helping out the Anglo-Sordish. We're doing great things. Straighten my tie. Okay, there'll be no turning back. Suddenly, Dina hugged me from behind, startling me a little. Monica had fixed her hair into an elaborate braid woven through the ribbons. Papa! Mama told me it's time to go. Hello, darling. I'm ready. Where is your brother? I think Frank is upstairs. She shrugged. It's almost time to leave. The big ball was starting in less than an hour. Darling, Frank, it is time. Monica came down the stairs. She's wearing a simple yet elegant beige sheath dress and short heels. Her hair has been neatly pinned into a chignon, showing off the pearl earrings I had given her for our 15th anniversary. All those years she had stayed by my side. Now we were about to begin the most challenging chapter of our lives yet. How do you do, Mr. President? And you know what? I could just stare at her. I will kiss her hand. She extended the glove's hand and I raised it to my lips. Monica, my love, you look as gorgeous as the day we married. Now, there's the charm that got you elected. Frank trudges down the stairs. This thing itches. Frank tugged at the collar of his new tuxedo. He seemed a little at ease. Or he seemed ill at ease. I'm glad to have you with us for this big night. Sure, Dad, I'm just dying to go. Papa, are these people going to be around us from now on? She pointed to the presidential guard at the door of the house. Yes. These people are no, we're not going to be too friendly with them. They might try to like do a coup with us. Okay. Yes, Sordland's most important family needs extra protection. It's all right, baby. They're here to make sure nothing bad happens to your papa or his family. Monica held Dana's hands, and together, flanked by the guards, we walk out the door. Halfway to the car, Frank stopped abruptly, turning towards me. Dad, do I really have to go? Don't I have to stay home instead? I want to play some Fortnite. I gotta get my... Do kids even play Fortnite? What's the new game that kids are playing? The kids these days. Repo? I know Repo was popular for a little bit. One day, brother, we gotta do a dictator run. I was thinking like when we do the DLC. I don't know when that'll be, but later this year probably. I was saying we'll probably do like Dictator Kingdom and see how that goes. You know what? I'm nervous myself, Frank, but I feel a lot more confident with my son by my side. He smiled reluctantly. Well, when you put it like that, sure. Let's go. President Guard showed us our way as red and blue lights flashed around us. Sergei, my driver, ushered us into our armored limousine. The motorcade started moving towards the palace, and I gazed out the window, deep in thought. Anton, what are you thinking about? We come along together. We come a long way together, haven't we? Yes, we have, and there's still so much we'll have to accomplish by our side. Just remember, no matter what happens, the children and I will always be here for you. I'm gonna help Papa fix everything. Dana, you're not ready for that. I know you will, honey. This means a great deal to me. After what seemed like just a few minutes, the convoy slowed to a halt. Sergei rolled down the limousine's soundproof partition. We are here, sir. I hope you enjoyed the drive. Much appreciated. How are you today? I will always be nice to Sergei. Sergei is a great guy. We love Sergei. I'm just as good as I can be. But today is your day, sir, and I'm glad you're in charge now. You know, my entire family voted for you. Thank you and your family. I am here because of your support. No reason to thank me, sir. You are the one that sparked a glimmer of hope in us all. Sergei opened a door for me, a normally imposing palace that festooned on the garnished banners that nearly made it look cheerful. A line of shiny luxury sedans stretched around it. Politicians, bureaucrats, celebrities, the creme de la creme of the Sordland elite streamed inside the building. Good luck out there, Mr. President. I'll see you on the trip home. I stepped out and immediately found myself surrounded by loud voices and camera flashes. Hordes of eager journalists thrust their portable microphones out my way. My guards fended most of them off, but one woman managed to dodge them and corner me. I recognized the Storage Broadcasting Company logo from her press lanyard. Are we divorced yet? No, we're not divorced yet. I love my wife, okay? And my wife loves me. Probably. I mean, for now, we'll see. We'll see if I end up being like a war criminal. Then maybe things will change a little bit. Mr. President, do you plan on working together with the opposition parties on the expected constitutional reforms? We are going to work with everybody. Mr. Ricker clarified that as long as you hold your promises to democratization, they will support you on the issues in the end. What do you think about that statement? Don't expect much from him. I can't comment yet since I haven't seen the statement. You know what? I can't comment. I have not seen it. I can't comment since I have not seen the statement yet. One more question. One of your first acts as president was a veto campaign finance law that would have deprived small parties of public funds, while increasing these channeling to your own. Are we seeing the beginning of a new, more egalitarian administration? Okay. I've had it with your questions. No political party deserves to be silenced, or absolutely. Whether the bill is proposed by my party or not, I will use my veto on it if it goes against the interest of our democracy. That's enough, ma'am, said one of the guards while nudging a reporter away from me. The path through the crowd was now open, and we quickly made our way to the entrance of the palace. At the same time, a dozen fireworks went off. The entrance of the was decorated with beautiful ribbons in Sordland's color of white, yellow, and maroon. A lush maroon carpet was rolled down the stairs. We entered the lobby and joined the throngs of people making their way towards the ballroom. Behind me, I heard a familiar voice. There they are, the most beautiful family in Sordland. Uncle Peter! Hi, Uncle Peter. It's so great to see you. You two are growing faster than I am getting wiser. Are you sure you're getting any wiser, Peter? Maybe not. After all, I'm still sticking with you. Okay. Happy to see a familiar face, Peter. Evelyn. Peter's wife, Evelyn, approached us and shook our hands with a firmness that belied her delicate features. Congratulations, Anton. I have to say, the results were clear to me from the beginning. Thank you. We broke. Let's see. You know what? I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. The pleasure is mine. I think it's time to celebrate this victory. We show the same enthusiasm on the job. Are we going free market or planned economy? We're going planned economy now with like a little bit of free market stuff. It's like a mixed economy. You know, we'll see how that goes. We can always shift things up later if we have to. Okay, of course I will. You know me. I work as hard as I play. He gave a short smile that looked halfway genuine. He seemed uncomfortable. Monica, how are you? You barely said a word. I'm more than relieved to have this roller coaster ride over with. But of course, now the real work begins. Ah, yes. Managing to help, planning parties, daily trips to salon to look your best for foreign dignitaries. Ah, don't be so old-fashioned, Evelyn. I plan to use my power as First Lady to advance the position of women throughout Sordland. Equal rights for our sex is long overdue, wouldn't you say, Anton? Up to a point. Okay. Absolutely. We will work together to achieve that. Monica flashed me a smile. Dana suddenly jumped up between us and tugged at my sleeve. Papa, can we go? I want to see the ballroom. Of course, darling. Let's not delay any longer. We left the lobby and made our way towards the ballroom. Inside, we were yet again surrounded by a noisy crowd. But this time, it was the politicians who sought to appease a new authority in Sordland. I spent the next few hours shaking hands, joining various conversations, some serious, some superficial, and making speeches. We finally settled down at our dinner table with the veterans as the band started playing some slow jazz tunes. Oof, that was tiring. Yeah, we had to get used to it. What, you're already tired, Peter? Well... Suddenly, a loud banging noise echoed from outside the ballroom. Then another and another. The musicians stopped playing. Everyone in the room was looking around in confusion. Peter and I turned towards each other, and realization drawn upon our face. Fireworks? No. Gunshots! As soon as Monica heard the word, she lunged from her seat. Shield Monica and the kids. Peter, Papa, what's happening? I knew it. We shouldn't have come. Chaos broke down and some of the guests flung themselves under the tables and others ran towards the doors. Screaming, Diana burst into tears as Frank tried to comfort her, hiding the fear in his own eyes. 3 more gunshots rang out loudly. Mr. President, are you alright? And you are the chief of police. Okay. Carl Gressner, the head of the Sordland police force, was running towards us with 3 more police officers in decorated uniforms. They all had their guns drawn. As soon as he made it to us and saw that we were unharmed, he let out a big sigh of relief. Thank God. Status report. What's going on? 1 second, Mr. President. He turned around quickly to his men. Check the perimeter, now. Paul, Jansen, follow my lead. We'll bring them to the safe room. He now turned to Monica, Evelyn, and the children and spoke in a softer voice. Do not worry. The situation is now under control. Please follow me. We promptly followed Carl through the winding halls and corridors of the palace. His men still had their guns drawn, which did nothing to ease the tension. On the way, Peter made an attempt to break the silence. What a fucking night. Shh, Peter. Not now. Not now, Peter. Carl turned to us with a serious face as we were about to round the corner. Quiet, please. Sorry, I talk when I get nervous. Peter, shut up! Carl flipped the switch on the wall and the panel opened, revealing a hidden staircase leading to a large reinforced door. Inside, a set of emergency lights flickered on, and the safe room was comfortable and spacious, with expensive-looking leather sofas. Small security monitors on the wall displayed granular footage of each room of the palace. There was a boardroom and a pantry containing enough provisions for last months. Monica and Evelyn sat the children down and started wiping their tears. Carl stepped away from us and made a few radio calls. When he was done, he returned to me and Peter. So what's the status? Carl's radio silently crackled to life. Every second felt like an eternity as he pressed his ear to the receiver, and when it fell silent, he turned to us. Good news, we're not in any danger at the moment. The situation has been dealt with and the perimeter has been secured by guards and the police. He glanced towards Monica, Evelyn, and the kids. If I may, sir. He gestured towards a more private corner of the room and started speaking more quietly. This is what we know so far. We've confirmed that 2 people were gunned down in front of the palace. The attacker is one of them, and we have reason to believe he was working alone. He fired 3 shots at an MP, 1 in the head and 2 in the body, instantly killing him. President of the guards at the palace immediately shot and killed the attacker. He was not been identified yet, and will require an investigation. The MP was identified as Bernard Circas. Okay. Oh, no, this is the guy we heard about earlier. He's the communist. Literally works widely regarded. Okay. This is huge, Anton. This will cause a lot of problems. A lot of problems. Peter pulled out 2 cigarettes and handed me one. He then turned to Evelyn, who I could hear trying to reassure her that everything was going to be alright. Did you decide what to build with the infrastructure project? I went to go and build a lovely highway in the north. Monica was still trying to tend to Dana and Frank, and they paced the room, mumbling that he should have stayed home. Okay, I'm going to comfort Monica and the kids. We are safe. I'll make sure that everything is going to be fine. I'm not going to promise that nothing like this will happen again, because I can't promise that. I can't be sure of anything anymore, Anton. I lit my cigarette and took a deep drag. I was going to see this through and keep my family safe, at all cost. I crushed a cigarette into the ashtray.